murdered 13-year-old Abigail Williams and her 14-year-old friend, Liberty German.
I think she saw this person coming towards them and just sensed that something wasn't right.
Downhill. Downhill. Downhill.
I know that voice. Who is that? Is he among us? Is he just a passerby? The person out there knows that his time is limited.
If you're watching, we're coming.
We have been following the unsolved murders of Abby and Libby since they were killed in February 2017. And during this pandemic, it got us thinking, how are these unprecedented times impacting the killer? And could the pandemic actually make it easier to find him or figure him out? Retired senior FBI profiler Mary Ellen O'Toole joins me from Fairfax, Virginia. Mary Ellen, good to see you. I know you were featured in HLN's podcast, Down the Hill, the Delphi Murders. This pandemic, Mary Ellen, it is affecting everyone. So you have to think about the killer here, and it's got to be affecting this person as well.
That's right. It's affecting 100% of the world, so it would be impacting him as well. And that impact can be both physical and psychological. So he himself could have contracted the virus. But more importantly, like everyone else, he's quarantined, and that would cause certain additional issues for him to have to deal with.
And we're looking at the sketch, and it's been just about a year since I was at that press conference where they said, look, we're changing direction here. It's a different sketch, and we just need that one tidbit of information. Could this person, if they are under quarantine, be lashing out, be angry, lashing out those around him, at those around him?
Yes, he could be. He tends to be, I think, based on what I know, primarily pro-social, which means he's not out robbing banks or stealing cars. Right. But under the quarantine, if he's in a relationship with someone, his partner is probably at risk for, it's called IPV, interpersonal violence, because we know generally that interpersonal violence has really gone up during the quarantine. So again, if he's living with someone, that partner, that family member could be at risk of him hurting them, beating up on them, victimizing them.
And Superintendent Doug Carter and Sergeant Kim Riley have said, we just need someone to come forward. We will protect you. Could this pandemic make someone look differently at the person? Or maybe something will click here and we will find the person that did this?
Very likely so. If someone knows this individual is living with him and is now currently being victimized by him, or sees behaviors that he's engaged in right now to substitute for him not being out, being able to be out and possibly being around young females, but watches him on a day-to-day basis, they could easily say, you know, I'm just so uncomfortable with this person. Maybe he doesn't even look like the composite. Some people can't do that composite to human transmission. And so maybe what they're doing, though, is simply saying, I'm just not at all comfortable with him. In fact, I'm very frightened of him, which would perhaps cause them to notify the police.
And as you were talking, we're looking at him on the bridge, the snapshot that Libby took. And we were also looking at Abby playing volleyball and the two girls together. And I often think of their families, especially Becky, the grandmother of Libby, who every day puts on Facebook, today is the day. Finally, do you think this guy will be caught?
I absolutely think that he will be caught. I really do. And it will probably be through something like forensics and somebody calling in. But in a crime scene like this, there would have been a lot of forensic evidence. And forensic evidence is something that will lead right to this individual. That combined with somebody calling in with a lead. So yes, I do.
Mary Ellen O'Toole, we appreciate you.